Hi! It's a very nice day here at Eagles Rock. And I'd like to share with you some ways to practice polyrhythms with the metronome. First of all, let's try to understand if these workouts could be worth the time and effort. I mean, why on earth would you be interested in polyrhythms anyway, right? Well, for a start, they add rhythmic variety, which is a great way to make music more interesting. In some countries, there's the term rhythmic music after all, which emphasizes the importance of the rhythmic element. It's used in educational contexts, where classical music is separated from everything else, which is then called rhythmic music. Back to polyrhythms. They are a super fun game to play, or should I say interplay, with your band members. They are found not only in jazz and improvised music, but in many other music styles too. The keyboard riff in Jamiroquai's Cosmic Girl comes to mind, for example. In a way, polyrhythms allow us to play in a different tempo than the rest of the band, which can be useful in those fast tempos when it feels dull to play just quarter notes, but 8-note phrases would be too fast to be played at ease.
Too fast for you, baby. Why don't you just practice playing fast?
Yeah, I'm planning to do that. Lately I've just been so busy, you know? Anyway, I'm pretty darn sure we have now established beyond any doubt why could polyrhythms deserve a place in our toolbox. All the polyrhythms in this video can also be called cross rhythms, by the way. Let's start with the 2-on-3. 2 beats of a round pulse last the same time as 3 metronome beats, and together they form 2-on-3 cycles. In these exercises, I play swing 8 notes with a triplet feel, because the 8-note triplet is the basic subdivision of this polyrhythm, as you can see in the scheme. The meter is 4/4, and the metronome plays quarter note triplets, so there are 6 metronome beats in each bar. I put an accent every third metronome beat, to clearly mark the beginning of every 2-on-3 cycle. I find it much easier to play tunes that contain long strings of 8 notes, because they're rhythmically simpler than an irregular succession of notes and rests. So let's start with Donna Lee. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's crucial that you clearly feel how every note fits together with or between the metronome beats. If it's difficult to hear the rhythmic texture, just slow down the tempo until everything becomes clearer. Once you familiarize with the polyrhythms feel, you can remove the metronome's accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the scheme. You can see that the 4-on-3 polyrhythm is based on the same subdivision. If we divide the metronome's BPM in half, the tune's tempo will stay the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. You may have noticed that I was accenting the offbeat 8th notes. It's an exercise I do sometimes to improve the swing feel and phrasing. Now let's try to play tunes with more challenging rhythms. For example, Oleo. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Mousse de Mouche. 2, 3, 4. To get accustomed to the new rhythmic figures, we can play them first as 2-on-3, like we did with Donna Lee. 1, 2, 3, 4. with this extra step. Even after slowing down the tempo, it could still be too hard. In this case, it helps to simply fill all the rhythmic gaps with 8 notes. You can see what I mean in this example. In the first row, there's the original melody. In the second row, there's the same melody with all 8 note gaps filled up. I just repeat the longer notes, so that the whole song becomes a long string of 8 notes, which is then easier to fit into the polyrhythmic texture. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you get the sense of where every note should stand, try playing the original melody again. Besides playing themes with both hands, there are other things I practice as 4/3 with the metronome. Walking bass, themes with stride comping. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chords. Improvised solos. And whatever else comes to mind. After a while, playing the same things over and over becomes boring and counterproductive. We've already seen how we can add variety by changing the tempo and by removing the metronome's accents. Another way to change things up a bit is to shift the polyrhythmic cycle so that it doesn't begin on the first beat of the bar, but instead on the second, third or fourth beat. Let's try these 4 permutations with Blues for Alice. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all for now. Check out the Music Workouts Facebook page. I'm going to post more workouts there, and you can post yours too if you want. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd love to hear what you think about all this, so let me know if you have any suggestions, ideas, questions. Any comment is welcome. Thank you for watching. Bye.